Hi and welcome to Kat's Cooking Corner. I'm Kat and today we are going to be making pumpkin bread. Before you begin, you'll want to get all your ingredients together. We will be using flour, brown sugar, baking powder, cinnamon, salt, baking soda, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, canned pumpkin, milk, eggs, some kind of shortening. You will also need various measuring utensils, a mixing bowl, and a mixer. Okay, once you've gathered all your ingredients, then you need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Get a nice loaf pan. I prefer glass, but whatever style. And then grease your loaf pan. Set it aside and get it ready. When I grease stuff, usually I just use, butter flavored cooking spray or something of that nature. Spray it down. Take a piece of paper towel and make sure that it's smoothed in there, not bunched up in spots. Okay, then we leave this set aside until we are ready for it. Okay, now we can begin combining our ingredients. First thing you want to do is make sure you have a nice clean mixing bowl. First thing that we need, I have a very tiny workspace, so give me a moment here. First thing that we need is 1 cup of flour. And when I say 1 cup of flour, I mean 1 cup of all-purpose flour. We want to keep our flour here because we will need more flour later. Next, we need 1 cup of brown sugar. And unfortunately, my brown sugar is hard as a rock. Okay, since brown sugar in my canister is too hard to use, I'll have to open a new bag. And then I can simply combine them and the new brown sugar will soften up the old brown sugar. Now I need 1 cup of brown sugar packed tight into the measuring cup. Take and set this aside so I have more room. Now we need 1 tablespoon of baking powder. One teaspoon of cinnamon. teaspoon of salt. And I usually go with the iodized salt. Never ever measure over your mixing bowl, because then if you make a mistake, get too much, whatever, you're just messed up. So always do it someplace else. So I'll clean that up in a little bit. Then a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. And then a pinch of ginger. A little tiny bit, not even a 1/4 teaspoon, a pinch of ginger. And the same with the cloves. Oh, it's a brand new jar of cloves. Okay. While it's not necessary, I do like to go ahead and mix my dry ingredients together at this point. Now we're ready for the wet ingredients. We'll start with 1 small can. I believe this is 15 ounces of canned pumpkin. A little bit more in there. A 1/2 cup of milk. No for tuna. Okay. I know. Yes, I have a very spoiled cat. She sees the milk container and thinks, oh, that's for me. But no, it is not. 2 eggs. So I'm going to put the rest of the carton of eggs away real quick. 1/3 cup of shortening, which I prefer using coconut oil. It works exactly the same as shortening. If you prefer plain shortening, if you prefer butter, it's really all in your taste. Ow. Things aren't cooperating with me in my tiny kitchen. Okay. But, I prefer coconut oil when that is the 1/2 cup. Sorry, I need a 1/3 cup. But I prefer using coconut oil whenever I'm doing something with a sweet taste, sweeter texture. Of course, if I was making this for my daughter, I could not use coconut oil because she absolutely hates coconut. And yes, she can even taste it when I use coconut oil in my cooking. Okay. Now we need to get the mixer ready. Bowl on here and lock it into place, and apparently that beater wasn't. There we go. Now it's locked. I'll start out on low just to blend it. Want to make sure and use your rubber spatula to move the batter around. Make sure there's no dry ingredients left in the bottom that haven't been blended in. Now, turn it off for a moment. We've got to add 1 more cup of flour to this. Just made a mess there. Nice. Again, start out on low. Get this last cup of flour blended in. Then we turn it up to medium-high and let it go for 2 minutes. didn't stay in. Okay. Having some malfunctions here today. But you slowly raise up the beaters so that you get as much of the batter off before you actually turn it off. Okay. Go ahead, unlock the bowl from the mixer. And while I'm at it, pop out this beater and soak it in the sink. Like that. Set it aside. Until I can clean all the batter up off of it. And just wipe down my countertop here for a moment. Okay. Now, grab your loaf pan, and your batter should look something like this. Try to get where you can actually see this. My kitchen is so tiny, it's hard to get this set up right. Spoon the batter into your dish. You shouldn't overfill your dish, but if by chance you think you've got too much in there, just put a cookie sheet under it and it will be fine. It might not make the prettiest loaf, might, boil over a little, but it will still be fine. Now, if you're making this for company or, for a family dinner, something that, at work or whatever, a potluck thing, then I would suggest that you use another spatula for this part. Do not lick your fingers, all that good stuff. But if this is for you or your immediate family at home, who cares? Some people would say, well, there's raw eggs in that. You don't want to eat the batter. I've been eating the batter since I was in diapers, so I'm still alive. I don't see a problem with it. But again, you do you. Okay. Okay, once you have your batter in the pan, then it's time to put it in the oven. Like I said to begin with, you should already have your oven preheated to 350 degrees. Now we're just going to put this in the oven and let it bake for 1 hour. Okay, while we wait for the bread to finish baking, I thought I'd take the time to introduce myself. I'm April, but most people know me as Kat. I am the founder of the Forgotten Path Pagan Community, as well as owner of Gothique Rose Apparel. With business being so slow these last couple years, I've dedicated a lot more time to just being a housewife. Thus, the inspiration for this new channel. Currently, the main focus will be on cooking, but I do plan to add some other domesticated articles, endeavors, what have you, videos in the future. But right now, we're just going to focus on cooking because that's what I'm best at outside of sewing. I will add links to my business page, which is still under construction. Tried to do updates. It didn't take. It messed everything up. So we're totally starting over from scratch. But I will put a link to it. Some of the pages are active now, as well as a link to our Etsy shop. I will also put a link to the Forgotten Path Facebook group and page for anyone interested in that stuff. Okay, the bread is done. Let's get into the oven and look at this loaf of bread. Hopefully it turned out good. Yeah. Okay, I was not having any luck actually pulling it out of the oven one-handed. So, but here we have it. You'll want to let it cool for probably 30 minutes to an hour before you actually remove it from the pan. But once it's cool, it is ready to eat. Of course, if you would like to see more recipes, then follow this channel. I will be trying to post at least one a week. I have a lot of other things on my plate, so I don't always have time to post things. I will admit I'm a slacker in that department, but I will try to get at least one video posted per week.